he's a different guy now.
I like that. I like it. Talking about a man body. This guy is growing into his man body. 26 years young. I love saying that.
Segue.
What segue? Pretty good. Not decent in the business, guys.
Oh my
You
god.
guys saw fight minutes. This man's 7-1, absolute stud. I met him for the first time a couple weeks ago at Game Bread Bare Knuckle when Maddie and I were up there in Biloxi, Mississippi. First time coming on the show. So pumped to have Cam Teague part of the show. What's up, Cam?
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
How are you, man?
I'm good. Just got done training this morning and hopping on here with you guys real quick.
Appreciate it.
From Mobile, Alabama, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So how does a man from Alabama stumble into the world of MMA?
Pure boredom, actually. One day after work, I was like looking for hobbies to do. I went to this gym and did some jiu-jitsu. They kicked my ass, and I was like, this is for me. So I just stuck to it and making a career out of it so far.
I like it.
I love that. I love that. Before we go into past stuff too, let's go right to the future. A couple weeks away, right? Another Empire fight versus a vet. I saw the fight posted. The guy you're fighting, his first name is it Sky?
Scott Mosiak.
Try and say the last name. You got this.
I think it's Mosiak. So
you got it, Dave. Come on.
Mosiak.
Yeah. I cheated because they already told me what his name was.
Okay.
I got the fight, but
appreciate it.
Yeah,
it's okay to cheat on last names. That's what we do here in Fight Bananas for sure.
Right. It's a bounce back fight for me after poor performance on my part, I would say, and I'm just trying to get on the road. Empire, we got a good card coming up here in Gulfport, Mississippi at the Solis, and most of the fighters, fight purses are going to the hurricane relief. So mine is. So my management will be taking my money and giving it away, but it's fine with me because I'm just trying to get back in the win column and work my way back, earn it back.
That's really sweet. That's really cool. So the hurricane, so all the proceeds from your fight and other fighters as well going to.
I know one for sure. Will Covington. He would call him the mayor. He was my manager for a bit there till Abe took over, but he's having his first little fight. He sold a bunch of tables and stuff, so all his is going to charity as well. So it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good night of fights. We got a lot of top local talent fighting on it. So
it's a really good card. You just mentioned, Cam, that last performance was a poor performance. Can you put your finger on it now, months after the fact, of why it was a poor performance? I know the contenders, big lights, all that stuff. Was it that? Was it just a matchup situation? Was it something doing with you, or was it just a bad night in the office?
Well, I think it's just a bad night in the office. I took the fight short notice. I just had a war, not even 30 days before, and but I didn't care. I said when the UFC called, it didn't matter if I was sick, hurt, whatever was going on in my life, I was going to show up. And unfortunately, I had to fight a stud, on short notice. And, I fought how I always do. I pressed forward. I came to fight, kill or be killed. And that night I got killed. So it's just how it is. I play that game every time. And I wouldn't change anything. I'd do it again.
Yeah. I mean, losing always sucks, right? But anybody that's lost, most would hopefully get a lesson out of it. And to have a hard lesson like that on such a big stage, I mean, what could you take away from it that could have been positive?
I took a lot of things away from it. Been working on a lot of things with my coaches and stuff. It was a good learning experience for me, that one. And, I'm going to grow for it. I'm going to grow from it. And, I'm not going to lose like that again, so that's one thing I can promise. And you'll have to find a new way to beat me after that. So
I love it.
Obviously, you fought somebody with a ton of experience on Contender Series, and a ton of experience right before that. Austin Lingo with 2 UFC fights under his belt. Is that your plan? Are you looking for these UFC vets now so you can make your way back to that? I know that's a lot of guys' path into the UFC.
Yeah, just guys with winning records, really, honestly, and something that's going to help me get back there. I had that golden opportunity in Dallas against Austin. He has 2 wins in the UFC. He fought the guy you guys were talking about earlier, Nate Landwehr, the only guy to finish him, and I'd argue I finished him even better than Nate did. So I know I can compete with those guys and stuff. It's just I gotta go out there and prove it, earn my way back, and I think this is a good start right here. Sky, you know, he's got a winning record, a lot more fights than me, black belt jiu-jitsu. So if I could sub him, I like to put a feather in my cap there too, get a black belt sub. So you know, it's gonna be a good fight. I'm gonna come out, like I said, I'm gonna press the pace and trade and throw down, and whatever happens, happens. Because my mom always says, you know, like if it goes a decision, it doesn't count. So I fight like that too. So I have to finish them or get finished. So we're gonna
Damn,
Mom.
Mama T.
My mom will barely come to the fights. Mama Teague
She doesn't come either.
Mama,
She won't go to the fights, but she'll say stuff like that. She'll watch it on the TV. I remember
hilarious.
like after my first pro fight, I fought like Michael Peltier, and it went to decision. She's like, you know, yeah, you won. The judges gave it to you, but you know, you knocked him out. He's like, you knocked him out when you were an amateur, so you won that one. So this time it was like a tie. So
damn, that's funny.
Yeah.
Mama T brings it. Ruthless.
Ever since she said that to me, I've been going for finishes the whole fight. So
I love it. I love it. I saw you personally, like I said, a couple weeks ago in Biloxi, Mississippi for that Game Bred BK MMA show. Cam, what'd you think of that show? And I know you said kind of your mind right now is on the UFC, but can we see Cam sooner or later underneath that same banner? Dude, your fighting style and BK MMA, I don't know. That's a good ring to it.
Yeah, I was there because since I lost my fight and stuff, I've been, you know, cross training over with Brandon Davis and them in Mississippi, and I went to support him and help him out before his fight, you know, in the back or whatever. But yeah, you know, they pay pretty good apparently too over at Game Bred, so I'd be down to do some bare knuckle, but obviously, you know, towards the end of my career when I make more of a name for myself, you know, so you know, I love the bare knuckle stuff. You know, my coaches hate it, but I'm always over there watching them, and you know that's like the purest form of fighting to me.
It
so
is.
Right.
would you be more inclined to do bare knuckle MMA than boxing, than just striking?
Oh, for sure. You know, because then you know I could wrestle a bit, or something goes wrong, I get
Right.
Hip, knee, everything, elbows,
all that.
yeah. Let that go. Let that go. What, Cam? What'd you think of the ending of that fight with Brandon and Costa?
I think they need to give my boy his belt and money already, if you ask me. But
yeah, what was
it's
what
funny
was the vibe like in the locker room after that one?
They were rough. I won't go into it. You know, obviously, you know, nobody wants a fight to end like that. You know, especially when you have it in the bag like that. Like Randy was done, if you ask me. So yeah, it sucks, but I guess you can't throw knees when people are on the ground. If you just kept hitting him, it would have been over. But, you know, heat of the moment, heat of the battle, you just do things. And because I don't think, like, the whole training camp, Brandon threw one knee on me. But as soon as he dropped the guy, he threw one. It's kind of crazy. But
went full Piotr Jan.
Yeah. Well, I would say that one was way worse, Peter Jan. So this one doesn't even look like it landed, if you ask me. Honestly, like, if it did, like, if any part of his knee, it was his thigh, I would say, like, they should just call the fight, like, right there anyways. You know, they're about to wave it off anyway, so that's my opinion. But it was a great night of fights, and Mike Sanford had a good fight, too. So
yeah, dude, Mike has surprised me not once but twice now. Like, it's just wild to kind of seeing him around for a long time in the industry and him doing his stuff, and then all of a sudden – that first Game Bred bare knuckle MMA a year ago, he kind of had it. He had 3 different opponents change like every single day going to the fight. And then for him to get a 6 submission and then this fight, dude, I love watching Mike fight bare knuckle MMA. Like he's becoming, it's wild. You know, I just wouldn't put that on him, right? Like, you know, he's a jits guy, you know, coach.
Yeah.
Very, can communicate really well. It's like, oh, he's one of the best bare knuckle MMA fighters alive. It's amazing.
It's its own sport now.
Different ball game, man. Over there, it's a different sport. Gloves are off.
For sure. Cam, we're talking a lot about this weekend's UFC 310. You just mentioned Nate on it. Is there a fight on the Chase Hooper's on the prelims? Nice main event, great what's a fight on there that's like, okay, Cam T can't miss this fight. I got to watch it.
Definitely the co-main, obviously.
Okay.
But I'm going to watch Nate Landwehr too because I like watching his fights, and I kind of stole some things from him before my fight with Lingo, so I kind of owe it to him to tune in, I guess. So I guess Nate's fight for sure.
It should be a fun fight. I would not be surprised if that ends up being fight of the night.
Yeah,
for sure.
Him and Duo Choi.
I can
The
see
fight
it.
styles, they both bring it. So I mean, Choi's already in the Hall of Fame fight, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great fight for sure. And that co-main event, are you leaning one way or another? Do you think it's going to be, it's a 5-round fight? Do you think we're going to see 5 rounds, or do you think Shavkat's got 18 fights, 18 finishes? Does he get the job done once again?
I think Shavkat does get the job done. I like kind of watching Ian fight. I don't really care for him personally, but it's going to be a crazy fight. And both of those guys are top level. I was down at Killcliff for like a week or two. Let's say before my 6th fight, I guess, as a pro. And neither of them were down there, but they both trained in that room. And that room's got a lot of killers in it. So, and they're like, apparently, from what I was told, those guys are like beating everybody up down there when they spar. So I think, that one you can't miss, man. That should be the main event, honestly. Even though it's not a title fight, man, I would just stick that as the main event.
Cam, you're speaking a lot of knowledge, my man. You're speaking a lot of knowledge. I like it. I like it. And bro, how can I work on my hair being anything like yours? How can I do this? I love it.
I don't know. I just been stuck with it since I was born. So I got the color, everything. The UFC likes it too. So hopefully they bring me back.
That's hilarious.
I love it.
Just for the hair, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Just for the hair and how I fight. Yes.
I was gonna say 70% hairstyle, 30% fight style. There you go. UFC star in the works. Love it. Anything else?
Would you dye it half and half like Sean O'Malley?
Can't change the color. I think it's already colored, so you just gotta leave it how it is, and hopefully it sticks on. Maybe one day people will be wearing red wigs in the crowd.
Hell yeah. There you go.
I like that. On December 14th, Empire 29, Gulfport, Mississippi. That fight goes perfect, exactly how you want it. My last question for you, Cam. What is a perfect 2025? What is a 2025 for you in your mixed martial arts career?
Well, obviously getting the finish here, that'd be 9 fights in 2 years, under 2 years. So I'm going to try to get a 10th one in the start of next year. Hopefully, I'm a phone call away from showing up again if the UFC wants me or somebody like that. So go out here, get the finish over another regional vet, and we just go from there, one fight at a time.
Sounds good, my man. Cam, huge fan. That's awesome. So pumped. We met a couple weeks ago in Biloxi, Mississippi. And I'll be following the journey. I'll be watching for sure on December 14th, Empire 29, Cam Teague. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate your time today.
Thanks for having me. Have fun, guys.
Thanks,
Cam. Man. Cam Teague. What a stud. What a stud. Like him. There you go. All right. We got Dakota coming.